Hey guys, okay, so today, that clap again, I don't know what that is. Anyway, so today is tip number 7 for optimizing your digestion. This one might be a little bit longer. This one's kind of a doozy. It might be an eye-opener. You might be like, what the F is this chick talking about? But listen, it's really, really interesting and really exciting and eye-opening, and just bear with me, okay? We'll see if I can keep my thoughts on track to tell you everything that I want to tell you, while also trying to keep it simple and short. So tip number 7 for optimizing your digestion is to actually boost your stomach acid. Boost your stomach acid. So listen, lots and lots of people actually have low stomach acid. And get this, heartburn, belching, gas, fatigue, headaches, and more are all signs of low stomach acid. Okay? And now I know what you're thinking, because this is what I thought too when I first heard this. And I've been geeking out on it ever since. Let me tell you what. But you're thinking, okay, signs of heartburn mean low stomach acid? That makes no sense. Why am I on acid blockers that when I take them, it makes me feel better, right? I've been told for so long that those signs are symptoms of too much stomach acid, right? And it needs to be suppressed. But I'm here to tell you that that's actually incorrect, and that having too much stomach acid is actually really, really rare, okay? And if you're saying, no, but I swear I have too much stomach acid, let me ask you, have you ever been tested? Probably not. Most people aren't. Doctors don't typically do those tests. They just say, take an acid blocker, there you go, right? It's a $1 billion business. Nobody's sitting there trying to test you for stomach acid. They're just going to tell you to take these pills, right? That's what we do. Take these pills. And yes, it does make you feel better because it masks the symptoms, which is great, but it's not getting to that underlying cause. It's not getting to the root cause of why you're experiencing those symptoms in the first place, okay? And usually it's because you actually have too little stomach acid. And get this, we really, really want our stomachs to be incredibly acidic. We do. Okay, our stomachs are the powerhouse of digestion, and we need them to be incredibly acidic, because that is where most of our food particles are being broken down. And when your stomach is incredibly acidic, it's responsible for also killing off any of that bacteria and parasites that we get through our food. So if your stomach is not acidic enough, you might be exposing your body to all parasites, extra bacteria that would typically be easily killed off in a stomach that is acidic enough, right? Have you ever gone out to eat with someone and you have the same exact thing and you got really ill and your friend didn't? And you're like, what the hell? We had the same exact food. What's going on? That could be a really good sign that their stomach was more acidic than yours, and theirs killed off those pathogens or those parasites, whatever was going on in that food, that bacteria. They killed it off easily, where maybe you've been taking acid blockers or acid reducers for a long time, and so you actually have less stomach acid, which opened you up to being, what's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable to that stuff that can enter our bodies through food. You feel me? Crazy, right? And so low stomach acid can also equal poor absorption of certain nutrients like iron and vitamin B12. And those are really, really important nutrients for giving you energy. We all know that if you're low on iron, you're low on energy, right? We know that. And so the crazy thing is that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not getting enough iron in your diet. It might mean that your body is not properly absorbing the iron that you're already getting because you have too low of stomach acid. So if you're feeling really low on energy a lot of the time, you might want to try boosting your stomach acid, right? Because you very well may be low on these very important nutrients that give you energy, right? And if you can't absorb them properly, then what do? And supplementing them isn't going to help because no matter what you're supplementing with, if you have low stomach acid, your body can't properly absorb it, right? It's one of those times when you can literally eat the healthiest meals on the planet and still be malnourished in certain areas because your stomach is not acidic enough and your body simply can't absorb these nutrients the way that it should. Crazy, right? Let me check my notes so I don't forget anything. I said that. Oh yeah, that's what else I was gonna say. So those signs like heartburn and all of that can be caused by too little stomach acid, right? We've established that. And also it's not necessary. So I know it's easy to think that feeling of heartburn, reflux, all of that's going on in there is because there's too much acid in your stomach and it's just straight up bubbling up into your esophagus, right? That makes perfect sense. Ooh, I feel it, it's bubbling up. But that's not actually what's going on. It doesn't mean that you have too much stomach acid. Usually you have too little. And it's just that the acid is in the wrong place at the wrong time. Right? We want the acid to be in our stomach. We want it to be there, right? And you know why now. It's very important for the stomach to be very acidic. But what's going on is a lot of times we're eating foods that weaken the lower esophageal sphincter. Okay? You know, that old sphincter in there. Or the LES is what they call it. So foods that you typically hear, don't eat them if you have acid reflux, like tomato-based things, too much caffeine, lots of booze, lots of sugar, spicy foods, all of that. Those foods can actually affect the strength of your lower esophageal sphincter. And so when it's weakened, it allows, it like opens up when it's not supposed to, right? It's supposed to open up to let the food go in and then be broken down in your stomach. But when it's weakened, it can just open up all willy-nilly and allow the acid to bubble back up then. Okay, so that doesn't mean you have too much acid. It just means that lower esophageal sphincter is not working properly and it's just allowing the stuff to come back up when it shouldn't, because it should be remained closed. Does that make sense? So it's great to avoid those foods when you're feeling those symptoms. Get that LES strengthened back up, support your stomach acid, and then those symptoms should go away. And it's so much more than just bringing a temporary relief to those symptoms like those acid blockers and antacids and all that stuff do. It can cure it, right? Because you're getting to the root cause. It can literally cure those symptoms. And just remember that when you're popping those acid blockers and acid suppressors all the time, every time you do that, you are lowering your stomach acid, which then in turn means that you cannot break your food down as well. It means that you are probably deficient in certain nutrients and you can't kill off bacteria and pathogens as well as you should. It's making it so much harder on your body. So it might take time to get that stomach acid boosted back up, especially after years of taking these over-the-counter medicines that doctors have probably told you to take. I've been there myself. I've had acid reflux a lot in the past when I used to eat all the processed foods and all of that stuff. And yes, I had doctors tell me to take those, Prilosec and all of that stuff, right? So it might take you a while to heal yourself, but it's worth it. It's worth it in the end, and now you know why. Right? And then imagine, instead of just putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound or whatever they say, I've got the acid reflux, I'll just take these Tums and blah, blah, blah. And I want to talk about that too. And you're just masking the symptoms only to then affect your body and all it's capable of doing that can really affect your health over the long term. To heal it, you can actually heal it and bring yourself lifelong relief, not just relief for a couple hours. You feel me? So, and that's what I was going to say about Tums too. That's the really funny thing, is that a lot of people take Tums that's, what's the word? Fortified with calcium. Oh, well, it's just a good source of calcium. But also when you don't have enough stomach acid, it's harder to absorb calcium. So, oh, extra calcium and it's blocking my acid. Well, when you don't have the acid, you can't absorb the calcium anyway. So they canceled each other out. Great. Right? It's just funny things like that most people haven't taken the time to tell you or teach you or learn. But this is what I'm learning in my functional nutrition class, learning how all the body systems work together, learning how it's so important to create this healthy system where your digestive health affects the health of every other one of your systems, okay? Trust. So how do you boost your stomach acid? Well, it's really easy. Like I said, first of all, you'll probably slowly want to wean yourself off of those acid blockers if you take them all the time. And it's going to take some time to heal. But what you can easily do without doing anything cray-cray is you can add lemon to your water in the mornings. So first thing upon waking, I love to juice half a lemon, put it in a cup of warm water, right, before I have my coffee or whatever, and just drink that. It's an amazing way to start your day. It gives you extra energy and it boosts your stomach acid naturally, okay? It's great for digestion, okay? So if you're not used to that, try it and see how you feel. Also, another option is adding a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to your water in the morning as well. Or you might try adding it to a cup of water before a meal. But I love to do it in the morning so you can just be done with it and not really have to worry about it. Try it for a certain amount of time. Of course, it's not going to cure it the very first one and only time you try it. It's going to take a while. So try it for a couple weeks. See how you feel, right? And if you're really curious, they do have tests to actually test your stomach acid, okay? If you want to go that route, go that route. If you want to try and do it at home, try boosting your stomach acid, see how it makes you feel. Please do and let me know how it goes. Like I told you, I have been geeking out on this ever since I learned about it. I hope I didn't forget anything. I'm actually going to link a video by Dr. Wright, his name is, and he has a great video that explains it way better than I ever could. He's like the expert on stomach acid. He wrote a book on it as well that I'm currently reading. It's fascinating. So if you like to geek out on this stuff even a little bit, watch the video, get the book, whatever you want to do. It will literally change your body and probably change your life. Okay, so let me know what you thought of this video, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye-bye.